you swipe left twice. Then hit them with the right.
And then you swipe up for the super match.
Ooh, what the hell is that?
How do you know this?
Because I have friends who partake.
The super match sounds hard.
But apparently you only get one every so often.
So you gotta use it wisely.
Or you can pay for more super matches.
Oh, of course.
See? They're not stupid.
And then if you pay for, and if does the girl know that she got super matched?
I would hope so.
Jeez. If I'm paying for it, I'm super matching everyone. That's the trick.
Sounds like one of those boosts that you have in Super Mario Kart.
Yeah, you gotta use it wisely.
You get the
little blue. Oh no, that's Mario Kart. The blue shell.
No, you're talking about the star.
You
in
star.
Super Mario.
Oh,
And then it plays a song. Do 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 do.
Oh, I was talking about the little.
Yeah.
I was talking about Mario Kart. You have the little blue shell, and you throw it, and no matter
yeah.
whoever's in front is getting hit.
Isn't that red?
No, it's
No, blue.
Isn't there just red and green? And then
No,
the
there's
green
blue-
one goes
there's-
straight, and then the red one.
No,
is...
there's a blue one.
There's a blue one that whoever's in first is getting hit.
Yeah.
Oh, in first.
Yeah.
Shit.
Then there's the lightning bolt. I always used to love the lightning
And then
bolt.
you kind of crush them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're so washed. I'm telling you, this is why we hate the new kids, because the new kids ain't doing this shit. They're cooler.
They're too cool for Super
Listen,
Mario.
They're at the mall.
I heard the other day somebody talking about VHS and beta. You guys don't even know what beta is. What am I fucking saying?
Yeah,
I know what VHS is.
If you
Okay, never
if you ever want to defend that you ain't old,
Never mind.
See ya.
you just sold yourself out there.
Never mind.
I got the Lion King on VHS.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
do
I did too.
Yeah, the whole Disney collection on VHS.
What's
Yeah.
your favorite Disney movie? This is such a terrible way to start
Yeah,
this.
Come on,
Never
guys.
mind. I take it back.
This is a busy week.
Yeah.
I take this
This
back.
is supposed to be a very intense podcast.
It's Mulan, by the way,
well, Fab's just the happiest one here.
just for the record.
No, it's the Lion King.
That's happy too.
I'm ecstatic.
I sure hope so.
Told you so.
It's very quiet
No,
during
yo,
those 90 minutes.
I told you so.
You didn't say what? No,
I did.
no, no.
I gave you 60-40.
He was the most skeptical Juve fan.
I said 60. I said 60-40.
You had no faith.
Out of here.
You had no faith.
I said
No.
60-40.
No,
You
don't.
said 60-40 is not like
Get on the other side of the fence, okay?
Nah,
You were like, oh no, not surprised.
No.
After the first leg,
no.
well, we should have seen this coming, and there's nobody in the midfield.
There wasn't.
Well, they found a way to make it work.
Thanks to Max.
They did it.
Don't say I told you.
They did it. You should be ecstatic.
I am.
You should be doing cartwheels,
I am.
front flips, back flips,
Especially when they get Porto in the next round.
all the flips.
You should get yourself a little burner jersey.
Yeah, he was the star.
Well, that's my dude.
Or spin.
Hey,
Spin and Berna.
Spinner had not a bad game.
Hey man, I didn't say a word this week
I know you didn't.
because I wanted to wait for this. Because whatever I would have said, it just wouldn't even have mattered then. I don't even know if it matters now. But a lot of things are very interesting. I like where we're going here in this little competition that we're having.
Hang on. He has his hoodie on.
I like it.
What did you say,
Yeah, hit him with the gunshots too. It's one of those days. I warned everyone with the hoodies on. We ain't playing any games.
No, you're in a mad mood.
No, I saw you on Tuesday and say, what did I tell you? Not saying a word.
I know.
Get your shit
I
off.
tried to
Juve fans, get your shit off. Saw them all. They're all pretty quiet. Saw them pull up on IG. IG is terrible. I gotta get off IG.
Wasn't it down?
Yeah, it was.
Yesterday, people went crazy.
You guys enjoy it? You guys
I
survive?
don't know. I didn't see any Fashion Nova ads.
Yeah.
You guys missed out. I was trying to hit the group chat. My messages weren't sent. I had to text you guys.
But I still got your group chat messages.
Later.
Oh,
I
later.
I
Oh,
sent
okay.
those messages real early.
Oh, did you?
really?
Oh,
And
okay.
I tried to resend. It just wasn't working. I was like, shit, you know what? And stories weren't updating. I was like, oh, okay,
That's
whatever. But I heard people were kind of not having it.
What would people do without social media?
Have to talk to
Like
people.
realistically, if Instagram and Facebook just disappeared off the face of the planet,
People would know how to talk to other people.
I think it's so ingrained in us now.
This is the problem.
Like, and for us, it's not even that bad because we were the generation that didn't have it. So for
Yeah.
the people after us, that's legitimately ingrained in them.
Oh yeah. No.
You guys done?
We're all the public figures.
Hey, what were the influencers doing?
Yeah, what were the creatives?
What is it? The public figures? Is that the?
Yeah, is
the
that
one?
what it is? Public figure?
Yeah. Losers.
Wait. Do you think the public figures went into public? Probably not.
Try to figure out who they really are. Oh. You
That's
public figures. Oh man, Instagram was down, but it's back. Facebook was down, but it's back. We're back. The Champions League draws back. When you guys hear this, it'll probably be announced. We're not doing an extra pod for it. We'll talk about it on Monday.
I'll see you guys in the morning.
We'll talk about it on Monday. I'm happy that we would never do that. I hope we never become those. People get so excited. Yo, did you see the draw? Yeah. How excited are you? Don't message me tomorrow asking me about the draw. I don't care.
We'll keep it till Monday.
I'm gonna just laugh if one of your teams gonna get a little tricky one.
Yeah.
Which is probably gonna happen.
And I'll just hit a LOL and keep it moving.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's about it. I don't want to engage in conversation about it. We do that Monday. Let everyone else get their shit off and get their content out. Oh, well, Barca drew Man City, so you know what this means. Pep reunion, Messi. I don't care.
You know what? But I have to admit, I don't know how it works out, but there's always one tie that there's all those stupid storylines.
Well, that's because usually the best teams get to the end, for the most part.
Yeah,
and there's always some tie between them.
Yeah.
But you know what I do like? Now that the draw's set up from now until the end.
Oh, so you kind of know who plays
like
who?
You know the bracket, if you so to speak.
No, I hate that.
Nah.
I like the suspense.
Nah.
I like the draw with 4 teams.
I think that's different. Just dumb.
You don't get to know who you get to play.
It should be like 1 versus 4.
Yeah.
Whoever scored the most and whoever conceded the best.
Them with the seedings. Yeah. Oh, they wouldn't like that.
Can you imagine?
The Europeans wouldn't like that. Which leads me to my point now. What's wrong with American soccer analysts?
I don't know.
Or soccer/football analysts?
Apparently, Americans. It's funny how that for everything else, Americans are revered, but when you talk about soccer, then your opinion doesn't matter.
You think it's because they call it soccer?
No, I just think some of them are not very intelligent.
But that applies to every country.
Yeah, of course.
Every country has a bad analyst/pundit.
Lots of them.
Every single one.
But
and especially those that are chastising the Americans, they have just as many bad ones.
But what in particular is annoying you about the American?
Nothing's annoying me. I want to know
okay.
what's annoying everyone else, which is why I asked you.
Oh, but who are you specifically referring to?
I'm not singling out anyone.
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
In general.
No, I just want to know.
It's a general consensus that Americans don't know what they're talking about when it comes to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And by us saying Americans, we don't mean Americans. We mean North Americans. I think we should
we're Americans, by the way.
Yeah, well, you didn't know?
Yeah.
Well, we support the Spanner, Bang, whatever they call
The
it.
Stars and Stripes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
We are Americans.
You didn't know Trump's our leader?
Yeah.
You have an American accent, by the way.
Yeah, tone that down.
Hey, man. It's always funny because those people who think that need to go down to the States and really know what an American accent sounds like.
Throw in a couple A's. And...
You know what's funny is that when we do this podcast, I always say live and direct from Toronto, Ontario.
Yeah.
As if that matters.
Oh, they ain't checking.
Yeah. Where's Toronto? What state is Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh, they're in Canada?
Is that in New York?
They're not in an igloo?
Yeah.
Ooh.
No wonder he's always wearing a hoodie. It must be cold all the time.
What do they know? They should be talking about hockey. Hey, I just want to know if you guys know any American... The NBC guys aren't bad.
Kyle's okay.
Yeah.
Like I think there's nobody that... There's very few of them that I can be like, wow, that's just stupid, like beyond stupid.
Yeah.
Most of them have a decent opinion. Just like there's lots of English guys that I don't particularly care for either.
Yeah. I just wanted to know that because I feel like those around the world look down on the Americans for some odd reason.
I think it's because it's one of the few things that they can look down to Americans on.
Mm-hmm. Because their countries are better than the Americans in that sport.
Yes. Whereas for a large part of everything else in terms of economy, in terms of power, in terms of everything, America is the alpha.
Mm-hmm. And that was and I don't want to even go into the history of it, but America back in the days, well, for your father and my father, America was like the dream. Everybody wanted to leave Europe to come to America to start a new life. So for the longest time, America was looked at as that paradise, if you want to say.
Because it's just funny how, that's the cop out.
Yeah, always.
You don't have a British. I'm gonna go that far and say that you don't have a British accent. Oh, you're American.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys don't watch soccer there. Look, man, we watch more games than more games than a lot of people out there.
Mm-hmm.
So we know what the hell we're talking about. I just want to make that crystal clear to anyone who wants to question that. I just want to make that clear. And I just wanted to know why they get a bad name and why people don't like their pundits and why they feel that their pundits in their country are any better. Because I don't think, and I think if they are better, if there are a few ones that are better, it's not by a significant margin.
No.
I think it's because they believe that we're encroaching on what's theirs.
Yeah. Look, half of them, it's cool though. It's cool. But we're not American.
No.
But nice try. Nice try, guys.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
You played yourself twice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, today's a big day. Today's a big day. The round of 16 is over. We have our final 8. They're going to be drawn. Well, by the time you're listening to this, the draw will already be done.
Less than 12 hours.
So we'll have that down pat. But right now it's Thursday night, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario. We're getting it popping. We're breaking down what happened this week in the Champions League. The second leg. We learned a lot. We think. You learned a lot. I hope. You feel me? We're going down a few ledges this week. Fabs ain't gonna be happy when we hit some conversations that need to be had.
Uh-oh.
But Fabs knows all love. I should try to get Fabs pissed off. I'm gonna push that needle so hard when we get to it in a few minutes. Oh, bad Fabs. Just whenever you want to jump in, just cut me off.
When I say it's time to wrap it up?
Yeah. No, just tell me I'm wrong. Just tell me I'm wrong. Anyhow, it's a great week. Dan enjoyed it. Fabs enjoyed it because his team was already through, so you don't care.
Yep. Sitting pretty.
Yeah. I'm not going to comment on that. That's funny. And I'm happy because we saw a lot of good games except for the last one. Sorry, folks, if you're a Manchester City fan, if you're a Schalke fan, we're not breaking it down today.
Buddy got fired because of it.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, well, it wasn't going to take him to get relegated for him to get fired.
Yep.
Look, we're not covering it. City smoked them.
We just covered it. That was it.
Smoked them. And, like try to make a little tactical changes when it's 4-0. You should have done that before, buddy.
Nope.
However, yeah, City are through. Schalke, who I thought was the worst team in the round of 16, is out. We say that before we even intro the podcast.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They are where they are.
They are what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, City, keep that energy. Keep it going. Because now the pressure's on you, just like it is on the other team that we're going to get to in a bit. But the pressure's on you. You need to be that good against the good sides in this next round. So we hope you get a good team. Okay? Awesome. Done? Perfect.
Great.
Now, you guys good?
Excellent.
Gunshots already? We need a lot, because I may have to come over there and hit them myself. Air horns ready? You guys ready?
We're ready.
You guys ready? Oh,
Let's do it.
You know what it is? It's the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. Organic, unfiltered soccer/footy analysis. Yeah, we call it soccer too. And what? Yeah, man. It's one of those days. But if everything's ready, camera's ready, mic's ready, that shit better be recording. That shit better be recording. And if everything's recording, it's the InnerViews Podcast, episode 65. You know, if I remember the number, that means we are getting into the shits today. It's your guy, Tyrrell, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario. The sun is set. The weather is good. All the kids are still on March break. Everyone's getting it popping down at the ACC because LeBron is in town, probably about to get 30-piece. However, everyone in Toronto is happy because they partied with him last night somewhere. Still trying to find out where that venue was. Still trying to find out if LeBron showed up. However, it doesn't matter because here we're breaking down all that happened in the Champions League this week. And a lot of shit happened. And we got to get into it. Because we are, and I'm going to say that we are, the new age face of what's going on around town now. Maybe not the face. Because people really need to come here and...
We still got some work to do.
Yeah, we still got a lot of work to do. But we're prepping you to let you know what time it is. That's all I got to say about that. Anyhow, The city's good. We're good. Back, second podcast this week. Dan wants to get out of here in 2 hours, so we're going to try to wrap it up real quick. Anyhow, how are you guys?
People are already taking advantage of the nice warm weather. See people running around those weird running shorts. Would you ever wear a pair?
No.
The ones with the little slit in the side?
No, absolutely not.
If you're 45, please don't wear those things.
Hey man, if you could get that shit off, get it off.
That's my public service announcement. Please don't wear those things off.
Saying it ain't short season yet?
No.
It ain't tank season?
No.
Maybe that's why the Europeans don't like us, because when it's 5 degrees outside, people are out there in t-shirts and shorts.
Oh, the tourists, these fools.
These idiots.
They don't know better, so I will never live here. So they don't deserve nice things. Dan, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
I know you're great.
Yep.
I'm always going to ask.
Yeah, I appreciate you asking. How are you?
I'm great. I'm always great.
Are you? Not always, but that's fine.
No, that's fair. You hitting me with the shot? Pause. I'm playing dad. This is a great day.
It is.
We've been killing your team for months.
Yeah, I know.
For months.
Hey, and
this week I'm still gonna kill them.
I know, but I'm gonna at least defend them.
And you're gonna defend them. And we're gonna have a great conversation.
Absolutely.
We're gonna have some great discussions.
Yes.
Did they find that gear?
No, but Dad told me that they did. So we're going with what he said in a bit.
Okay.
We're gonna get to him in a bit.
All right. I'm ready.
Anything happened this week that mattered?
Yeah, you showed up and played for our co-ed team finally, and everybody was so happy to see you.
Shout out to the co-ed team. Shout out to the Cocos. Double shout out to the Cocos.
Triple shout out.
Triple shout out because there's 3 of you.
Yeah.
It's all love.
Yeah.
Wasn't saying much on Tuesday when I saw you because Dan was trying to get into his Juve bag, and I wasn't entertaining it. I just feel like talking. But that was no disrespect to you. All love to you. That night, no love to Dan. However, anything else happened this week? Anything big happened? Trump being Trump?
Yeah. Aunt Becky being Aunt Becky?
Aunt Becky, yeah. She's doing what she does.
But why are people surprised that rich folk are paying people off to get things they want? Well, that's the thing that I don't understand. Like, that's been going on since the beginning of time. If you think that some rich person didn't pay their way through school or pay their way to the top of their business, like it's what happens.
I think people are just upset because people found out.
Yeah, I guess you're probably right.
Yeah, people just want to be upset, and they will find any way to be upset. And this was one of the reasons to be upset.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Like, you think every kid who's ever gotten a college scholarship has rightfully granted it?
Nope.
Like, been granted it? No.
9 out of 10 times no.
And I think we could speak for people we knew.
Yeah. Money talks.
At the end of the day, that money makes the world go around.
And it's crazy that people sometimes they forget that.
Yeah.
And they're, I'm taken aback by this. No. Just the money talks. Sorry, Ma. Sorry, Pa. That's how it goes.
Some people have more of it to throw around.
Yeah. Boy, I need a few racks.
100,000 for somebody to write my kids' SATs.
Yeah.
No, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. I'll write some SATs.
Yeah. You can send me a G stack, I'll do it.
Yeah, you actually see that service nowadays where you can like get somebody to write your essay for you.
Yeah,
for a couple
crazy.
$100.
Where were these guys when I was
No,
in school?
those existed back then.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I wasn't looking too
Yeah,
hard.
but now it's so easy. But now there's like some guy in, I think it's somewhere in Africa where he came on and he was saying, I wrote X amount of essays for people.
Africa, a friend of mine did it while he was in the US. I won't say where because I don't want to expose him, but
good for him.
Just snitch on him.
he made money. Good for him.
That's impressive.
I hope he's not watching this.
You got to be one intelligent person to be able to rifle off an essay in a couple of days.
Yeah.
He used to do it in hours.
On like any topic.
Well, I don't want to expose.
Okay, no, you don't have to. You can be general.
But yes,
you don't have to tell Tom's business out here.
No, exactly.
Don't snitch on Matt.
But they would ask him to write it on
something in his field.
Yeah, and he would write it for them. They would pay him, and he would write it cash.
Yeah. Hey, if I was able to do that, I'd be finessing everyone.
How's that any different than anything else?
Maximize your talent.
It's not.
You're exposing your talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it off, son.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do. Hey, can't blame them. Rap's got a new logo or something at their training facility.
OVO.
Aubrey'd it out.
Yeah, it looked pretty good when I drove past it.
Oh, it's already there?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
I didn't see it on Monday, and I seen it today. I was like, wow.
Oh, Aubrey, just another piece of the Raptors pie.
Isn't it Drake night tonight or something like that? Or was that a joke you were making?
No, it actually could be.
No, it is. It is. I think.
Is it really?
I don't stay in tune with all that.
No,
No.
no. It's
But shout out to
LeBron night.
shout out to him fulfilling his childhood dreams. No hate, and I don't want any smoke. You're clearly close to running the city, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my words.
When's
to
he
a-
running for mayor?
Yeah, really.
Soon.
I'm keeping my words to a minimum now. It's cool.
He'd win it.
Is LeBron going to A&R his next album?
After the last album that I heard him A&R, I hope he doesn't. we'll leave it there. Anything?
Was it not that good?
Nah. There are a few tracks, but not what I expected it to be.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of his, so I was very disappointed. We'll leave it. We'll leave that there. Because, like I said, man, I don't want no smoke from any one of these people associated to Aubrey. We live in the city, and people see things.
The OVO clan?
Yeah, I don't want nothing.
Y'all are nice people.
Nothing from the OVO hive. We respect you. We listen to your music. We've never said a bad word about you. Yeah, I'm pussy. I don't want nothing. Sorry. And what else happened this week, man? What else happened this week? Nothing crazy. I know we've only been together for we were together 3 days ago. I saw Dan 2.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else major.
Nothing crazy. Streets are safe. The weather is good. Everyone's behaving themselves.
A lot of people would argue that this is the best sports time of the year.
March Madness. Playoffs coming soon. Champions League.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
I've never really understood March Madness, but
It's the whole bracket thing.
Yeah.
Well, we'll never. I don't think we'll ever understand it because we don't have that college culture here.
that's
No.
fair.
So I feel like if we did, that would be we'd be really into it. But the brackets and the gambling and
The
upsets.
a lot of people really get into it.
Yeah.
Even here, a lot of people really get into it.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah.
I you know what? To be honest, I do one every year, a bracket. I know nothing. I don't follow NCAA basketball, but I just do one just to see how close I can be. And
You're
some
never close.
No, some years go better than others, but yeah.
That's good. I'll be wishing you lots of luck. I'm not participating in it.
No, I'm not doing it this year.
Oh,
I got other things on my plate.
I know. You like this podcast.
That's correct.
Potter's got a pod.
Yes,
We be pod in the pod.
that's right.
There's more to Hey man, I'm the only one that's gonna take Otis, and I'm gonna fly that flag forever. Potter's pod, okay?
Potter's Pod.
Potter's pod. So with that being said, if y'all ain't really got nothing to say, and y'all really want to get into the shits because you want to get home because it's been a long week of watching games and potting,
Potter.
then we got to give a big shout out to the YouTube subscribers, all the new ones, all the ones that have stayed loyal to us, all the ones that feel like they need to comment because they need to put their 2 cents into everything that we say. Shout out to you. Thanks for watching. Keep letting us know what you think. I do enjoy it, whether I agree with it or disagree with it. We appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to all the new listeners and the listeners that keep sticking with us week after week. Like I said, follow us. Share this podcast to people that use the Apple devices on iTunes, that use their Android podcast apps or whatever you guys do with your Android devices. Those on Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio. Keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to the everyone on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Quora. Quora. Shout out to the Quora people, man. For real.
Are you engaged on Quora?
Oh yeah, man. Oh, I'm trying my best to. It's really hard, but answers need to be answered, and I will answer them.
Are they trying to figure out why Spur?
They need to know why Potter's Pod and why Spur. So Cora, shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Clip Draw Gang, Toronto Soccer Podcast, all the podcasters in Toronto, the employed, the unemployed, the March break kids, the public service workers, the nice lady at Pizza. We shout out to the Cocos, the paramedics, the police officers, the parking enforcement people. Y'all have a really hard job, and sometimes you need to cut people some slack, but shout out to you because you got to get the bag, and I understand that, so keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to the De Gea clan. Shout out to Dan's TFC Live. They're back in action this week, so he's going to be nervous this weekend. Shout out to those that are going to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Shout out to those that are celebrating Lent right now. Keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to everyone.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
Well done.
And always shout out to the bartenders.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
the female bartenders.
the public figures who almost didn't know what to do with themselves the other night.
And shout out to everyone that survived the whole Instagram shutdown.
IG shutdown 2019.
2019. Yeah. Keep that hashtag alive. Happy that you guys got through it.
Keep safe.
Hope that you continue to get through it going forward. Shout out to the influencers. Keep influencing whatever you decide that you feel that you need to influence. Shout out to them.
I mean, that might be one of your best right there.
Thank you. Really, no, shout out to everyone, man. Keep doing what you're doing. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, and that's potting. So with that being said, if y'all ain't got nothing to say, we got a busy week to get into. It's the Champions League, round of 16. Let's go, Fabs. Turn it up. It's the InnerViews Podcast, episode 65. It's your guy, Tyrrell. I got a lot of questions to ask this week, and the first question I'm going to ask, if YouTube allows us to, they haven't shut us down yet. Ha, 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 ha. The first question I got to ask is, Fabs, this is directly to you. What's wrong with being number 2? See, Aubrey told us that being number 2 is bad because you're the first one to lose.
I don't think Aubrey's quite the one that came up with that. Well, I think that's been around before him.
Well, Aubrey stole that from someone. But I heard it the other day. I was like, oh, shit. This is why no one wants to be number 2. Being number 2 is the first to lose. Anyhow, what's wrong with being number 2? I'll open this up to the floor.
Because it's not number 1.
Yeah.
Remember Nelly?
Is that when he had his Band-Aid on?
His song didn't say, I am number 2, no matter how you like it, take it, sit down and write it.
Oh, wow.
Fabs get into his little bag. Okay, Fabs.
Right?
But seriously, what's wrong with being number 2? Is there anything wrong with being number 2?
Yeah, you're not number 1.
I think I know where you're going with this. And in this case, in this scenario, I don't really think there's nothing wrong with being number 2.
Okay.
I don't know where he's going with it, so I want to hear.
Well, clearly,
no, don't do it.
No, I want to hear where he's going.
We're gonna get to it.
Yeah.
And when have there been so many goats?
Well, there's only 2 goats that I know of.
I like to think that everybody, when they're watching it, they want to think that they're watching a goat, you know? Because I feel like every generation needs one. Okay. Every generation is looking for one. But realistically, how many are there? Yeah. Maybe like a handful of them. Okay. I think we throw the term around.
Yeah, we throw it around like
world class,
like hot potato.
Yeah,
well, that too. But this one is being thrown around. This one was thrown around a lot this week.
No, we're in a special time where we're watching 2.
2.
Yeah.
If someone says any higher number than 2, they're wrong.
No, yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
And then once these 2 are gone, there's going to be 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? I'll go one step further. It doesn't matter who is 1 or 2. They're both goats.
Well, it'll always matter.
It'll always matter.
No, because you can argue.
No, you can't.
You can.
You can't.
Yes.
You want to.
You can argue who's better, Messi or Ronaldo.
Oh, you got the cat out of the bag. They didn't know what we were talking about.
You think?
Sorry.
You really think so?
Sorry, you. Let me restart that. You won't know who's better, Benzema or Bale.
Wow.
But you can argue. You can argue one way or another, depending on, and that argument can go around in circles for hours on end. And if you are in the Messi camp, you will argue till you're blue in the face why Messi's better than Ronaldo. If you're in the Ronaldo camp, you're going to argue that Ronaldo is better than Messi. And both of them won't let you hear the other side. So I've stopped making that argument, and I'll just say they're 2 goats.
Why'd you stop? Why'd you concede and just accept that? You're like, why'd you stop?
Because trying to argue with one for the other in those people who have something fixated in their mind, it's not worth it anymore. Okay,
well, I wasn't here to kind of make a decision as to who was number 1 or 2. I don't care about that today.
Oh, okay.
I don't care about that today. I just want to know why there's so many goats. I want to know why this competition has 1 goat. I want to know why we don't. Do we have a goat for the Copa del Rey?
I don't know if that's a thing.
Do we have a goat for the FA Cup? Do we have a goat for the Europa League?
Coppa Italia?
Do we have a goat for any of those?
No.
I think. Well, I guess we don't have a World Cup goat.
Yeah. There, you got to me before I got to you.
Okay, pause.
Do we have a World Cup goat?
No.
So why the hell do we have
LA would probably be the World Cup goat.
So what? I'm not even entertaining that. Why the hell do we have a goal for this competition? Why do we feel the need? Why do we always feel the need to live in the moment? Why do we have a goal for the Champions League? I know we joke here and we call him Mr. Champions League, but that's because we know where we're going with that.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we pushing this narrative?
I think that narrative gets pushed in this era because the people that want to argue the Ronaldo thing have a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
But that was to my point earlier. That's their argument. And if you want to try to argue against it, and you can argue against it, they don't want to hear it. So that's why I've said enough of this. Just there are two goats. End of discussion.
I don't like that.
Well,
I don't like that. You're like, oh shit, they're getting their arguments off, so I'm just gonna. Shit, they're both
no, because it's not. There's no discussion. If to be a discussion, you have to hear two sides of the.
Thank you, Dad. That's why we're here. This is what we do. InnerViews Podcast, best soccer/footy podcast in the world. We have discussions.
Yeah, I tee that up.
We have discussions.
We might be here all night then.
No, we're not. We're not gonna go there. All I gotta really say is this. It's me, Tyrrell. I could go back 5 years ago when I was one of the people that said there ain't no way in hell Ronaldo is in the same breath as Messi. No way in hell. Once upon a time I did say that. Once upon a time you could say that, yeah, Tyrrell is a Cristiano Ronaldo hater. He has nothing good to say about him whenever Messi's in the same conversation. Never. We flash back a few years later. He's in the same conversation. He's worked his way to get there. Shout out to him. Cristiano, you are great. You could be number 2. You could be number 1. I don't think you're number 2. I'll come out here and say that. And I will say that whether you win the Champions League next year or the year after that, I will say that you are not number 2. And people could kill me for that. And I have my reasons for that. We're not getting into that today. My point here is that we have to have this discussion because, and not the discussion about who's better, but we have to have the discussion because no one else is having the discussion. Everyone else is kind of brushing it off. Mind you, it's not really that important. And when you look at what was happening on social media, the more prestigious writers and media heads had nothing to say. They congratulated Cristiano. It was an all-time great night. It was a fantastic night. Top performance, one that you will always remember, another one to add to his legacy. But you see the guys that aren't on that level, that don't do the watching, that want to push the narratives, they were the ones, King of Europe, European GOAT, Champions League GOAT, they're the ones that were going with that. Our boy said it, and this is me talking, this is not them talking. Our boy said it, Sid.
Yeah.
And I got a problem with Sid coming out because we know what Sid is doing. Sid is pushing the button. My problem with Sid is that I don't think he has a place to make such comments like that. I don't think he has a place to come out and make that comment. And the reason why I feel like Sid Seixeiro, you're Portuguese, you can let me know if I hit that right. Seixeiro. There we go. I feel like Big Sid, cannot say that because he ain't watching.
Yeah.
Like most soccer footy people are watching.
Yeah. No, but I think that's fair.
If it was another sport, I'd be like, you know what, Sid? You got a ledge. You could talk that talk. But Sid ain't watching. For Sid to come out and tweet that, I saw the likes, I saw the retweets, I saw all the reaction it got. Sid is a smart man.
Well, the last time he did something like that,
he went viral.
Yep.
Sid is a smart man. Sid makes comments like that, one, because there's a good chance he actually does believe it. There is allegiance there.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's fine. But Sid knows what he's doing. He knows that he gets reaction. He knows that makes his platform much better. But this is the problem. And this is why, when I asked that question earlier about why they look down on us, it's because comments like that. Because when you go through the replies, Canadian, American, what does he know? This is why they can't talk about it. And that's why when we talk about shit, and let's say there's something that they don't agree with, that's their easy cop-out.
Yeah.
Because of people like Sid who come here and want to make those comments. My problem with Tuesday night and Wednesday night wasn't Ronaldo being great. Because I expect that from him. We expect that from him. We kill him when he's not that great. Fabs said that you can't count them out because of that guy. And when he said that, I was like, shit. I can't even come back at Fabs and say shit. Because Fabs is right. He's done it time and time again. Time and time again. And he did it again. When has anyone ever recently doubted Ronaldo?
He's proven that you really can't, or you shouldn't. I'm not going to say you can't, because every player, you have an off night, but he's proven that, especially specifically in these two-legged affairs, if he's got 2 shots at you, chances are he's getting his name somewhere in the mix.
And somebody, I don't remember who it was, somebody commented on our YouTube video about someone being world class. And one of the things that I said in one of the criterias was performance in big games and consistency. Those were 2 of the criterias. And he has done it consistently and in big games. And when the chips are down and you need a big goal, he's normally the one that steps up and provides it to you. And Tuesday night was just another one of those games where Juve needed a big performance from him, and they got it.
My biggest gripe with that as well, because I asked the question that I asked prior, was my problems with them. Because Tuesday night, that discussion that was happening should have never happened. It should have never happened. That comparison that people like to do, it should have never happened. So that's when I get at Messi Hive. At Messi Hive's got to relax. Y'all got to relax. I feel a certain way about Messi, but Tuesday night was not the night to even mention his name.
No.
Tuesday night was not about him. No. Tuesday night was about one guy. Who played in the other game? Schalke City? Yeah, Tuesday night was about one guy. One guy only.
Yeah, but those narratives always get twisted around. Like when Ronaldo was in the final with Portugal for the Euro, all of a sudden it became a conversation of, hey, look, his team managed to do it, and Messi's team has never managed to do it on that stage. This is a constant back and forth of that. One guy always seems to get mentioned when it's not his moment. It's the other guy's moment. Why can't we just appreciate what one person does?
Well, I don't like how people say it. I don't like the word appreciate, but I agree with what you're saying.
I think we should.
I agree with what you're saying. I think that we should, but not on the same night.
No, that's what I'm saying, is that they have their moments.
Yes. Tuesday night was his night.
Yes.
I didn't want to hear a word about Messi, and that pissed me off. Because Messi was not playing. Messi should not be mentioned. Messi should not ruin what we saw. Just like Wednesday night. We see Messi Hive's a bit different. Because we didn't hear much about I didn't see many goat comments on Wednesday.
No. But Messi had
it depends what you're looking at, because I've seen plenty.
But Messi
okay.
Messi didn't have as great of a performance.
You sure about that?
No, let me finish. As great of a performance in terms of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say significance, but it wasn't just about, Messi had a fantastic overall performance. He assisted, he scored. And I think, whereas Ronaldo was the headline of that game against Atletico. But I think what Messi did against Lyon was as impressive as what Ronaldo did. He had just a more complete performance than what Ronaldo, just as complete as a performance as Ronaldo did.
Hey, I just feel like both fan bases need to kind of relax.
But that's never going to happen.
No,
I think that's the reality of the situation, is that they're constantly going to get compared. It is what it is. When Crosby came around, he's constantly compared to Gretzky, and we get the LeBron and MJ comparison all the time. It's just, in sport, we feel the need to compare two players. And the fact that we have two of the greatest players of our generation, and potentially two of the greatest players ever, gives people more and more of a reason to compare each and every one in each and every performance. I think that's the unfortunate truth. Because you almost get to the point where you don't really get to enjoy them.
Yeah.
Because you get one fan base who completely hates one guy for whatever reason, and will nitpick because he apparently doesn't track back, or he dribbled into 2 defenders, and they'll go make a highlight package of this and focus on that. Whereas you're like, can you imagine people not enjoying Pele or not enjoying a Maradona? Because like that's the caliber of these guys are on.
So what you're telling me is for people just to shut up and enjoy them both.
I think you should. If you're going to speak of yourself as a fan, a fan of the game, and you love the game, then each player has their position in that story. It doesn't need to be one. It doesn't need to be the other.
No, that was my point at the beginning. We have 2 of the greatest players that might have ever played this game, and we are lucky enough to have them both playing at the same time. So just enjoy them both.
But it also stems with the fans. The fans feed off the media figures that push that narrative, like Sid, like Rude Hullet. I don't know if you saw him on BN.
I've seen a lot of Rio stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the problem when you get these former players now stuck in the media, because these former players, Rio's not going to say nothing about Messi.
No.
Rio played with Ronaldo. Rio's probably still friends with Ronaldo. They're probably still in constant contact. What do you think he's going to say?
And I heard the same comment from Thierry Henry.
Exactly. They played together. They're probably still in contact. What is he going to say?
Was that Messi quote real?
Which one?
About Ronaldo?
Where he said he had a great game or something like that after the fact? That I don't know.
No.
I don't know what to believe nowadays, because when I see one of those pictures with a quote, I don't know if it was.
Oh no, it was
interpreted
it was
wrong.
in the news. It was in a story that I read. So I feel like it is.
It could have potentially been,
because they asked him about him. I know why people don't like Ronaldo. We all know why people don't like Ronaldo. I know why people don't like Messi. I understand it. Both weird arguments. Because I don't feel like Ronaldo's personality should take away from the player that he is.
Nope.
I don't think that.
I've never understood what about his personality makes him that person. The fact that he just wants to win almost at all costs.
Yeah.
Every game.
And people.
But as an athlete, is that not what your number one intention should be?
But you know what the problem is? That people haven't been in that position. And people who haven't played the game at a high enough level don't understand what it's like to want to win at all costs.
But I feel like that's why that on the flip side, I feel like that's why people like him too.
Oh yeah, because you're either in one or the other camp.
Right, exactly.
No, but I feel like a lot of people like him more than Messi based off the fact that he's actually someone that you could look up to and potentially, aim to be.
No, but I think
because of the hard work that he's put in.
Yes, but I think people see him as too brash, too egotistical, and I think more people
the arrogance.
And I don't think people see enough of what you've just said, all the hard work that he's put in, because he's had to work a lot harder than Messi. Messi is naturally gifted. Ronaldo has had to work hard to get where he's gotten, and I think less people appreciate the amount of hard work that Ronaldo has put in, and he gets branded.
But I don't genuinely agree with that.
Messi is the more naturally talented of the two.
I don't think that matters, because at some point you still have to maintain that consistency, and you still have to get better.
No, no, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that he's had to put a lot more work in than Messi has to get where he's gotten. Messi had just more natural talent. But what rubs people the wrong way about Ronaldo is that brashness, that attitude, and they take it the wrong way. They don't look at it as someone who does anything and everything to be a winner.
I think it's his lifestyle, to be honest with you. I think that's what people don't like.
You think so?
Yeah. I think they see the dude who's on the magazines, the pretty guy, you know what I mean? The good-looking guy. They see all that stuff. And at least in terms of the general consensus, maybe not so much the fan who's watching the game, but the general consensus is that's where the arrogance comes from.
Well, I think a lot of people like him much more now than they do Messi, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, I think I think you're in the minority in that one.
I think there are a lot of people that like him a lot more now. There are a lot of people that like him. There's a lot of people. At one point, that was the case. But once he started winning, a lot of people are looking at him much differently now than they do Messi. A lot of people think Messi is a bottler.
Well, yeah,
A lot of people feel that Messi never tested his comfort zone. A lot of people see Ronaldo as the ultimate athlete based off the hard work, based on the fact that he went to 3 leagues, based on the fact that he's played with different teammates and found ways to win. I feel like a lot of people are putting that into perspective. And a lot of people are putting that into perspective in the fact that he's doing that in the same era as Messi.
I think it depends on what lens you're looking from. If you're looking at the fan lens, I can see your perspective. But if you're looking at just in general, I'm not sure who. It's like Dan saying, it's almost a toss up. You'll find one person that loves him and loves Ronaldo, hates Messi, and you'll find another person who's the opposite way around.
Yeah, but he is the center of attention now, like Dad said.
Well, that's what he went there for.
Yeah.
If you're Juventus, that is exactly what you paid $100 million for.
That's what he said.
But you've paid that much money, but you want more. This is not enough. If you're a Juventus fan, it's great. The result was great. Happy for all Juventus fans, including myself. But this is just a tip of what.
Pause.
Yeah, sorry. Of what we bought him for. Of course. It's not just to reach the quarterfinals.
Of course, we know what the end result is.
So
we're like the second chapter into the story right now.
And that's why I was sitting back and I was just soaking it all up. And that's why I didn't say a word on Tuesday. Yeah. And that's why I kept to myself. Because at the end of the day, all that celebration, which was merited based off the comeback, all the statuses that were put with the performance, the GOAT statuses, the Mr. Champions League, that only we could say because we know where we're coming from with that. The clutch gene. I've never been a fan of the clutch thing.
You don't think players perform better some players perform better in critical situations?
How do you not really. How do you define clutch? How do you define critical situations? Because there are a lot of moments that could be defined as clutch. Obviously, because they're playing Atletico Madrid, that's clutch. But the first leg was a big moment.
I think it's more so when your back is against the wall and you think that everything is against you, that player puts in a performance that is extremely notable. I think that is what's deemed as a clutch performance or a big game player or whatever you want to call it. I do think that there's something inherently that makes people comfortable in those situations, and there's something that people shy away from, just like in regular everyday life. Athletes are regular people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there are people that in a tense situation that they'll be the first in line, ready for it. Then there's other people that will go to the back of the room and not be ready for that situation.
And I think your example has hit the nail on the head. We sometimes forget that these guys are regular people like you and I. And even in our daily lives, there are people that will step up to that tough situation and want to be that person that puts themselves on the line. And there are others that would rather shy away from that and just let other people take that opportunity and run with it.
So is he the prototypical guy to fit that bill?
You'd like to think that maybe not the prototypical, but that he's definitely up there. If you're somebody who wants to emulate that in 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, in situations where it looks like his team has needed him, he's proven to be there. Well, the stats don't lie. It's 77 knockout games, 77 goals. I know stats are whatever they are, but that seems like a player that when your team is in a situation where they need something to be done, that he's been there.
That's fair. You could look at that in many other different situations. I'm not gonna nitpick that. because we could go into when were those goals scored? Were they scored? Were they scored
100%.
after a drubbing? When did he score them? What there are a lot of factors.
No, I agree with you.
But
I don't like that term because it goes both ways.
but I think
Where we can highlight moments that goes for him and every other player. Where I can highlight moments where he has delivered when it's back against the wall. I can list off a number of times where he hasn't.
but I think
So to give someone that term in any sport, they do a lot with Jordan. They do a lot with Kobe, and it's like,
okay, but
I've
hold
seen
on.
a lot of situations where they haven't done that.
Hold on. I think we've gotten to the point where we've talked enough about one person, because I think this performance wasn't just about one man, and the headlines are his, then that we won't disagree on, but I think was the reason why they get the result isn't solely Ronaldo. I think it's a team performance.
If he's not there, I don't think they win.
Yeah, but that's what they brought him in for. But I'm saying there were other people who performed well on the night. Wasn't Ronaldo playing by himself out there? Berna had a fantastic game, for example.
So I hear.
Well, it was, if you watched it, Berna had a fantastic game.
So I hear.
Yeah.
We can continue.
Yeah. Spinazzola had a good game at right back as well.
So I hear.
So let me say, Bonucci was Emre Can, both played well, and I think Allegri deserves a lot of credit as well.
So I hear.
So there were, while Ronaldo, and rightly so, will get the headlines, there were other people that performed very well on the night as well. So I think, like I said, Ronaldo deserves the headlines because it was his 3 goals. But I think if you look at that performance, that's as good of a team performance that Juventus has put in all year up to this point, and they needed it on that night.
I'm gonna also tell you that I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
And I don't know how I feel about it because I know the other narrative that's being pushed. Max got it right. Max tactically outcoached Simeone. I don't know if he did the latter. I do know Simeone fucked up. I do know their approach. I do know what we're going to get from their approach. I do know 9 times out of 10, that's probably how they're going to go about it. It's been one of the gripes that I've had with him. It obviously worked in the first leg given the personnel that he had available. It didn't work this time for certain reasons. But I thought they were really bad.
Juventus?
Let's go.
Yeah, they were.
No, I second that.
Yeah.
Third that, and maybe fourth that.
Yeah. But so I'm sorry to cut you off, but do you and Tyrrell kind of touched on it. Is it? And I heard a lot. I read a lot. Oh, but this is Atletico style. You live by the sword. You die by the sword. This gritty. Do you buy that narrative, or is that just BS?
Look, I the way that they did approach the game was the way that I expected them to approach the game. And it was just, at the end of the day, I feel like the players need to be held accountable. I feel like a lot of them did play under what they're capable of. Simeone he obviously deserves stick because at some point you have to try to take control of the game. You have to try and find another way. I'm not going to lean towards plan B, but at some point they're playing. Max switched the system, which obviously made sense. They're going to play narrow.
Yep.
Wow. Very intelligent guy. No one could have thought that he was going to push wing backs forward, stretch the pitch, get cross into the box. Ronaldo got really lucky because in the first half, I don't know what the hell he was doing in terms of dropping off, dropping deep.
Playing out left.
Playing out left, playing out right.
If Morata didn't really mess that shit up, then I still think they would have scored in the second half and probably would have won. But it wasn't going well. Then Max told him, yeah, you stay central. You kind of stay in that box. As simple as that may sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just going by what we saw. And things kind of went their way. So I do give Max some credit for switching the system. But I do think that Simeoni deserves a lot of stick for this shit, and we can't give him a pass. And I know you're missing players. I was telling Fabs that if there was anyone that they missed, it was Diego Costa.
Oh, yeah.
But that does not excuse what we saw.
Not one bit.
No.
I'm just telling Fabs that because I can. but that doesn't excuse...
Makes him feel better.
Who, me? They were. But if Diego's there, he's chasing down all those balls.
It still doesn't mean he's impacting the game that much, but...
I think so.
I don't think if Diego Costa plays, then that all of a sudden changes, allows them to win.
I think it pushes them a few yards up the pitch every time that they do try and get the ball out.
There were some situations where Morata could have done better with his back to go at midfield and hold up the ball a little bit better. But there were large stretches of that game where, especially in that first half, where they were just making stupid errors.
They
couldn't play out of the back. They couldn't hold up the ball. When they did play out of the back, it would often go to nobody, to either Griezmann, not to Griezmann or to Morata. That's why I'm saying, in my mind, that the Diego Costa thing wouldn't have made a huge difference. Yeah, does Diego Costa get a fight for every ball? Is he potentially? Can he get you a goal? Of course he can. Does he finish Morata's header that he puts over the goal at the end of the first half? Potentially, it's all what ifs. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's less of a difference because they've gone so long without him this season. And that's why they've brought in Morata, because they figured that it's been what, three months or so that Diego Costa hasn't really been able to find his fitness. Mm-hmm. So that's why, if it was a case where he was in very good form and he's suspended for the game, and it's a case like that, then I agree wholeheartedly with you and say he's playing phenomenal. He can definitely impact the game at that level. Mm-hmm. Then I agree and say he could have pushed the needle in Atletico's favor. But what Atletico showed me was just, I don't think it was good.
There's a huge difference when he's on the field.
Are you going to get that off 3 months of not being fit?
He's been showing it since he's come back.
He's been back for like 2 weeks.
He showed in the first leg.
But
I don't know if it pushes the needle all the way to the Atletico side.
He showed in the first leg. Those pushing them up a few yards in every consecutive play, him holding it up, him winning simple throw-ins gets them further up the pitch. Every time they launched it up, Morata was unable to deal with it, not willing to chase it as Diego Costa would. They come back. But
that's assuming that he's going to win the battle every single time. I think that's not a fair assumption.
It's not about him winning the battle. It's about him actually applying pressure to Chiellini and Bonucci, who are prone to error. He was doing that in the first leg. I forgot who they played the weekend where he came on at the 60th minute mark. And those 30 minutes, complete turnaround. He makes that difference. Diego Costa makes that difference. It may not result in goals, but in the way that they play, he makes a difference.
Yeah, no, I agree with you in terms of does it make a difference? Yes, but I'm not sure if it pushes the needle all the way over to that side. In a moment, yeah, Diego Costa, but Diego Costa is also shown to not be good one-on-one with the keeper either. He had his moment as well. So it's trivial to say what if. I think Atletico's performance, they didn't deserve shit.
Yeah,
and that does fall on the players and it does fall on Simeoni because at some point in that game, and he sort of tried it with the Vitolo change, and I think for me the biggest moment is just I think that Correa foul was just terrible timing. Because there were little instances there where Atletico were getting back into the game. Mm-hmm. With Vitolo, they were pushing players up the field. And they were getting themselves into better positions. But then Berna burns Correa, and for whatever reason, he decides that I'm going to take him down is in the box.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to put my hand on him in the box. Is it a little bit soft? Yeah. But at that point, when you put your hand on the player's back in that position, we've seen it time and time again where you put yourself in a shit situation. I don't feel bad for you.
No.
But Atletico were trending in the better direction, I thought, at 2-0 because they knew, okay, we have to sort of somehow change our game plan here because now we're at even. We're back at 0-0. So something has to change. And I thought they were trending in the better direction. But that foul was just terrible timing. And then after that...
You don't feel sorry for him?
No.
For Correa? No, not one bit.
No.
I don't feel sorry for... When you had an opportunity to take him down at midfield and take a yellow...
Yes.
And move on with the game where you could have easily... He was close enough to you.
Exactly.
You've been on the field for 5 to 10 minutes. But he's been on the field for 70, 75, and he burned them. Yeah. Correa is not a slow player.
No.
I'm not talking about getting Rodrigo or even Koke or Saul at that point.
Yeah.
But I don't feel one bit bad for it. I think it was terrible timing, as a lot of times in this game, these games come down to defining moments. And I think that's mostly what it came down to. But Atletico, to me, didn't deserve any more than what they got out of that game.
Was it 100% a penalty?
Yes. It was soft. It's soft.
If they're going to give the one that they gave for Porto,
Yeah.
then that's a foul.
Yep.
Because the only difference in the one between Porto is the fact that you've seen a jersey tug.
That's right.
Whereas this time you put the hand on his back and it makes it look like it's a shove.
Mm-hmm.
You hit the nail on the coffin there.
So if you're going to give one,
it makes it look like one.
Doesn't
exactly.
matter.
That's what matters is the optics.
It
nowadays.
doesn't matter.
No, because if you're exactly what Fab said, if
The
you're gonna,
optics, unfortunately,
if you're gonna call that one,
that's the problem where we're going with this. It makes it look like one. So if I put my hand on you and you fall, then it's a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But that's the problem. That's the problem with the game in general. We're not just gonna.
Okay, so, and that's why we here should not be. Oh yeah, well it's yeah. Of course, I 100% agree with it. If we know that there's a problem with that, then you should be open to say that regardless of what it is.
I don't agree with it. I said it was soft.
But I said the same thing about the penalty against Roma.
No, but you're not saying it here. That's my point.
No, I said it's soft.
Yeah, saying it's soft, but saying it's 100% a penalty.
But if you're gonna call the one, then the one on Roma is not a penalty.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna,
I don't think I agreed with any one of these calls in this round to date. I've kept it real consistent that I haven't agreed with anything that they've called except for the goal line technology goal that Ronaldo scored. Thank God.
Oh,
thank God.
But you know what? That's another one that 3 or 4 years ago, that's not a goal.
Okay.
And actually, when I watched that live, I said, "What a great save!" That's the first thing I thought. I thought, "Wow," and you know that and in a way, that's I'm glad we have that sort of technology that is cut and dry. It is the ball crosses the line, yes, goal, done. There's no disputing that ball crossing the line. That is black and white. Goal line technology says the ball is in,
and we need to get these VAR rules straight. Because I want to know why they choose what they can choose to watch and why they can't choose.
But see, that's the problem, because I've talked to people who have explained to me what they can challenge, what they can look at, what they can't look at. So that for example, the foul on Ronaldo, the goal that Juve scored. The first one that was disallowed.
Yeah.
VAR should not be looking at that. VAR does not look at fouls.
Yeah.
That is the referee called that a foul. That's it. Done. VAR should not be VAR. That's not up to VAR to look at whether that's a foul or not.
So we're just giving the human element. We're just giving them. I'm not Mr. Controversy. What I do like, I am Mr. Consistency. But I like the consistency. I want there to be consistency. I saw a lot of things that I was just like, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Not gonna say a word. But I look at the penalty. I'm like, yo, really? I had to laugh because I'm like, come on, man. It's nah. But he put his hand on it. That's where they were going with it. Okay. Want to give that to him? Give that to him. But then I can't look at that. And then, are we going to look back to the 90th minute?
See, yeah. I thought that was foul too.
Oh yeah, that's 100% penalty.
Yeah.
That's 2 penalties.
See, for me, I thought that. See, I thought, and people are the argument that I've gotten is, well, Szczesny has the ball. Yeah, but that's not the argument. It doesn't matter.
That's nothing to do.
Hey, I don't want to kill our time talking about this, but I saw that. I saw that penalty. I saw Chiellini bring down Godin minutes before Ronaldo scored the first one. And I'm just like, yeah, well, I was like, I don't know where we're going. I just sit back and watch and laugh because at the end of the day, it's like whoever wins ain't gonna change my perspective. But I am gonna come out and really discuss that we're treading in a way where it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. I'll be the first person to tell you that it's not looking good.
But that's on the officiating.
It's not looking good. Oh, it's on everyone. I think everyone should be held accountable.
Who's everybody?
think we should be held accountable.
Who's us?
I think the players should be held accountable. Yeah, because if we're gonna see that and we're gonna say, oh, it's soft, but yeah.
But that's been going on for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
But and
all of a sudden we aren't going to change anything.
I know. But that was the point. That's why they brought in this stupid whatever it's called. I'm tired of calling it what it is because it ain't working.
No.
So I don't even think we deserve to. I don't even think it deserves us to even mention it. But they bring that shit in to kind of, try and clear that out, and they still can't do it, and they won't get it done. But I just see that it's like, hey man, it is what it is. I just feel that we need to be consistent with how we're calling it, and go forward. Juve played well. Allegri got it right. He lived to see another day because I don't think he would have got fired anyways. But everyone was making the case that, oh yeah, this is why we need to keep Max.
Mm-hmm.
That would make no sense to fire him after a loss like that.
No,
he's built for this. Well, they were gonna regardless
at the end of the season.
Yeah. So now they got through.
Yeah.
Do you feel any differently about them, Fabs?
No.
Dan, do you feel any differently about them?
No.
I just knew that for whatever reason in me, I knew something like that had the potential to happen, and it did.
Oh, I know.
I said
I do.
I said this before, and I'll say it again. With the teams that are left, Juve are not the favorites to win the Champions League.
What?
They have to be.
No,
now.
Yes,
no.
they are.
No.
Yes,
With
they are.
Ajax, Porto, Spurs.
No.
They have to be.
No. You do not have that guy. You do not tell me he's the king of what? You do not spend 100 million on him and then tell me you are not the favorite.
No, they're not.
They are 100% the favorite.
No.
We are not giving them no pass and hiding from being the favorite. They are 110% the favorite.
No. Hang on, who's the favorite? In your optics, who's the favorite?
Do not
Or
say
who's two?
do
Who's
not say Manchester City.
No.
So this one then is Barca.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just don't think that Juve has shown enough consistency throughout the season, and you can argue Barcelona hasn't either. But
that's my point. That should be the point.
I don't see Juve as the favorites 100%. 100. There's no one else there. They could be one of the favorites, but just call them the outright favorites? No, they're not the outright favorites. Absolutely not.
Hey, no matter how you want to slice or dice it, there can only be one favorite. I'm not here to have 5 favorites, okay?
No, I think there's 2.
We're ever one.
If you want to have a 1A and a 1B, they need to be there. They are there. They have the favorite tag on them.
Them and who? Juve and
potentially Barcelona.
Okay. The only reason, the reason why I kind of ignore Barcelona's season form, and you kind of can't in the terms of the way that they approach games, is the fact that little other goat, since we have 2 goats now that I've just learned, that other goat made a little promise to the fans in August or July that they're going to do whatever they can to win this tournament. And when I compare their performances in the Champions League to the league, or not even the Champions League, the big games, I think they've played significantly better against the bigger teams that they've come up
Very
against this
much so.
season than against the mid-table and lower teams in the league.
Yeah.
And that's the defense I make for them. Not that I want to make a defense for them, but I could see the huge contrast in when they've played Spurs, Real Madrid on a few occasions, the Sevillas, the Atletico Madrids, the Lyons. I see the big difference in those performances. Inter Milan, in comparison to the bums that they're somehow drawing 1-1 or 2-2 because they don't look
up for it,
too up for it or interested. Yeah. My thing as to why you can't call Juventus the favorites is because you look at the other GOAT, and one of my arguments is why you can't, as to why I ignore the claims that he is the GOAT, has always been that the Champions League is 7 games in the season. The knockout round. 7 games roughly. So the 2,
give or take.
Yeah, 7 games. And because he went missing for a month. Him and his team, I'm not only going to blame him and his team, and some of his teammates did go missing this week. Not all of them played well. Some of them did show up. Yeah. But that guy seems to always seem to save it for those games. I'm not saying he's intentionally doing it. One day I'm gonna break it down and say that he is. I'm not saying it now, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why Fabs couldn't kill them, and that's the reason why I say they have to be the favorites because no other team has.
Who has to be the favorites?
Juve.
Well, you just told me that Barcelona should be the favorites.
No, I was defending the case as to why I understand Fabs going out and saying that.
Oh, okay.
But you cannot say that they're not. You cannot. I will never accept that. Okay. You do not spend that much money to get Mr. Champions League, King of Europe, the GOAT, and not be the favorite. It doesn't work like that. It's unfair. It is what it is, but that's what you paid for. You paid for that status.
The pressure.
You paid for that pressure. You paid to win. I don't think a lot of those guys in that dressing room are ready for that pressure. That's for a different discussion.
It's the same reason why we've said that Liverpool have to win something this season. Because they've now put themselves in that position.
Yeah.
You can't want to come to the party and then when you get to the party, you're not hitting the two-step.
Yeah.
Dance.
You're standing on the wall.
Dance, Ronnie.
Scoping the scene.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just.
I want to see Pjanić's two-step.
He has no two-step.
Emre Can.
One. Look, man. I understand.
He's got the Germans.
I understand Emre Can played one great game this season because he went to right center back and no one even dared on that Atletico side dare to step to him.
That I don't understand, but that's fine.
I get it. Well, y'all need to chill. I'm not having this Emre Can hype come out of nowhere.
I don't know where that came from.
And try to tell me all these new things about Emre that apparently we didn't know. I don't know, man. It was just a really interesting game. I enjoyed all of it in comparison to the games.
The other game on that day?
No, to the other games last week. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Hey, Chris, man. And Chris's fans, Ronaldo Hive. Just because I think he's number 2, don't mean that I'm a hater. But if it is, then so be it. So be it. He is great. He's an all-time great. Give us more of that. How much you got? 5?
5, yeah.
Hit us with the 6. Hit us with the 6. Good luck in the draw. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to your fans.
Will that ever change the opinion on this 1-2 race? If either of them, I'm not going to say if either of them, but if one somehow in the next 3 to 4 years of their career, which is probably a little unlikely, but the pace these guys are going at, surpass the other guy in terms of accolades.
Look, it's it's funny because I guess now we're using. Someone told me that one Champions League equals 3 La Ligas. And I was like, yo, you need to chill. Look, man, it's funny because it's all stems with this Mr. Champions League talk. Because I'm pretty sure it was happening when Messi was doing his thing. Mm-hmm. Well, the Champions League wasn't created 5 years ago.
No.
He's dominated it. He deserves all the credit in the world. Key component to that 3-year cycle. Without him, that probably doesn't happen. In most cases, you like to think so. And they won the one before that. But when I look, you can make that same argument when Messi was doing the same damn thing.
At his peak, yeah.
I don't want to say his
not his peak, but his that teams where they were just destroying everybody, and he had his 4.
Yeah, because on 2 occasions they played each other, and on 2 occasions one guy showed up. Now it's the case that one guy is showing up, and the other guy can't get there. So to me, it's
just a window in time that we're looking at.
So to me, it's like, how could you use that as a barometer when the previous 4 years, you can't ignore Ronaldo's 2006 to 2013. You can't. Just like you can't ignore Messi's 2013, barring that 1 year, to 2019 in the tournament. You have to use everything.
Yeah. You got to use all the data.
So just like I'm using Messi killing Ronnie on 2 different occasions and winning the treble, I'm using Ronnie winning 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
So my thing here is I don't think we're going to be able to use accolades. Because I think they're going to be too close. And I don't think we can use goals. Because they're going to be too close. And I don't think we can use assists. I don't think we could genuinely use stats.
So what's ever going to separate them? Just perception?
Just enjoy them both. Like,
No,
you're not.
This is a sport. This is a sport. This is
Then
this
you know
is-
what? If
This is
then
not
you got,
house league.
then you got. You're right.
This is not
participation.
This is not,
awards.
this is not
awards.
bubble soccer.
Yeah. Then you got to use. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to break it down with stats. You're gonna have to go goals, assists, trophies won.
But the crazy thing about goals is one of them is not a striker.
That's my point. Yo, Fabs, yo, give yourself a clap. Give yourself a shot. Give yourself everything. One of them is not a goal scorer, and he has just as many goals. And as a whole,
Doesn't he have more?
I'm pretty sure he has more.
Like across all
And-
competitions and things?
And in the chat,
In
and
the Champions League, he's what, like 20 behind?
the Champions League, he's 20 behind, but he played 30 less games.
Yeah, I was going to say, the amount of games that he's not played, especially in the last 4 or 5 years.
I honestly use the barometer of when they went head to head in their peak, because I think whatever happens in Italy, Ronaldo was going to get it off no matter what, because he's that great.
Yeah.
And Juve were already winning league titles.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do think that if he wins the Champions League with them, that pushes his legacy so high that all Messi, everyone in Messi high really needs to just they need to shut. I think they need to shut up right now. I don't think you can say anything bad about this guy. I want to call him a kid, but he's older than me. You can't say nothing bad about him. So stop. Really, it's annoying. Stop. But when you look at it, I look at their head to head in La Liga, because they faced the same competition 38 games for 9 seasons.
Yep.
Both of them are that great. Both of them were playing with great players. Ronaldo was not playing with no scrubs, and we know Messi was not playing with any scrubs either.
Nope.
I look at their league titles, which could be unfair, so I guess we look at their stats. I guess we look at their goals.
Yep.
Messi won the. Are we really good? But I don't like using goals as the barometer.
It's tough.
As to who is.
That's why it's a conversation that will never end.
Messi won 5 Pachichis.
Yeah.
Ronaldo won 3, and Luis Suarez won 1. These losers let Luis Suarez win 1, and you guys want to be the GOATs? You liars. But honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I just look at the way they play. I look at how they affect the game.
The good old fashioned eye test.
I think the eye test is huge. I think if you are real and you have no allegiance to any other side, you use the eye test.
I'll leave it at this. Before we started doing this, I thought it was one way.
Yeah.
And now I stand differently.
When you watch it closely, and the thing is, the people that are making these comments, like Sid, hey, I hope y'all know. If y'all ever see Sid, let Sid know. I'm gonna send Sid this. Like Sid, who doesn't watch the game on a week-to-week basis. You watch this game on a week-to-week basis, because I know Sid only watches the World Cup and some of the big Champions League games. You watch on a week-to-week basis. There's one guy that's playing at a different level than everyone. I'm not going to say that puts him so much more than Ronaldo, because I used to think that too. But Ronaldo proved everyone who thought that, including myself, wrong. He's right there. But that guy on a week-to-week basis, what he does is different, which is why what we saw against Lyon, no one said a word. Because they're used to it.
So my question is, how does UEFA fix this so we get Barcelona and Juventus in the final?
We will never get it. Because that's how many times
that will break whatever TV records, whatever revenue they want to build. That would break everything.
So I'll tell you how it happens.
Even if we get that over 2 legs,
that's the only way that happens. They need it over 2 legs.
If we get that in the semis, 2 legs, that'd be nuts.
That's the only way.
So I'll tell you how it happens. And you heard it here.
Here we go.
Juve play Porto. Bayern.
Barca better not play Ajax.
Barca plays.
Can they play Spurs again?
Spurs. Yeah. The Manchester City clubs play each other, and Ajax play Liverpool.
Okay, we're not simulating this.
Did you play FIFA today?
Yeah, I did.
We're not simulating this.
And then the draws goes the way it is, and they play each other in the finals.
They won't play each other in the finals because we're supposed to have so many El Clasicos and it never happened. They played each other They played each other twice.
Who?
Messi and Ronaldo in the Champions League.
How did this podcast become a Messi and Ronaldo podcast?
It's not, but I feel like we need to have an educated conversation about it. No one is having an educated conversation about it.
I know, but okay.
It ain't. We're getting Liverpool right now.
Okay.
But
I just felt like it turned into a...
Because we don't need to get into Barca Leon either.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
Barca fans. Sorry, Leon. Leon fans ain't even trying to watch this.
They're trying to translate us as we speak.
No.
That guy decided to play for
Yeah.
10 minutes and completely changed the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the scariest part is that there's moments in games where he's like, okay, shit.
I better take
guess
this
it's time.
over.
And in an instant,
And we've seen that.
everything shifts.
And we've seen that on...
But that's
on
also that's on the flip side. That's where you want to talk about Barcelona being a favorite. That plays against them as well because if you're not switched on for 90 minutes,
Mhm.
Yeah.
we seen what happened last season.
Yep.
Sometimes you could want to flip the switch,
but you can't.
but it just doesn't happen
That's
that
right.
day. It's not. This isn't FIFA. This
No.
isn't because
Yeah.
he's 95 overall.
Yeah.
That it's gonna work every time. Top bin.
But,
Yeah.
and Fabs, that's what hits the bigger point. I told you you're the smartest guy on this podcast. This is what hits the bigger point. This is why you can't use cup competitions to make these assessments. That's why I don't care how many Champions League either of them won. Obviously, the fact that it's close is a great thing.
Yeah.
Because if one guy was killing the other guy, we'd have a big problem here. And people would take it to a different level that doesn't need to be taken to. But this is why that doesn't matter. This is why I look at consistency. That's why I look over a 70-game season.
Mhm.
Not a 38-game league. You look at it throughout the entire season. That means Copa del Rey's. That means Copa Italia's. That means La Liga's.
Mhm.
It matters. But people aren't taking that perspective. They're taking a 7-game tournament where if you have one bad night, you are out. And and the great thing about it is that it doesn't even have to be you.
Well, look at it. Look at what the microwave era gave us. Who was last year's Ballon d'Or winner?
Luka Modric.
Yep.
Some people are trying to tell us Kylian Mbappe was just as good as those two. They gave that little Croatian, shout out to him, they gave him the best player in the world award on every platform.
Yep.
You have one bad night and the narrative changes 180.
Instantly.
Takes a 360.
One night in Rome got him 5th.
One
Yep.
night in Rome, and he had the most goals, the most assists, lost one game that he didn't even play in.
He came off the bench and almost saved it.
Yeah.
Didn't they lose 5-4?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I remember him coming off in like the last 20 minutes he played that game.
And that's the problem with these cup competitions. 7 games. My guy could take the group stage off and come in and kill the 7 games, and now he's the best.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's where people need to relax. This is why we're having this conversation, because it needs to be had.
Yeah, but I think
I'm not here trying to change anyone's opinion. I don't care what they think. I've stood on the same flag that I've stood on since 2006. Same flag. I've come here and told you that I was wrong about Cristiano. I've told you how great he is. I think that he's a top 3 player to ever play. I think we need to have that conversation. I think we need to talk about how good he is, how many people doubted him, and how great his legacy can be. But I'm sorry. There have been millions of footballers to play this sport. Millions. Probably thousands. Probably 100,000s. I want to say millions to really emphasize the point. And you're going to say that I'm a hater because one guy is better than him? I'll die on that ledge. One guy. And he's not even that much better than him.
Yeah.
It's not even like you said we can't, it's not like we can't have the conversation.
no.
You know?
It's a good thing we didn't have this podcast 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
Are
would
you
have
kidding
been
me?
hitting me with the footage. Hey,
Yeah.
you were wearing that goofy fitted and you told us that Ronaldo ain't shit, and now look at you. Hey, man, he's great. And like Dan said, and as Fab said, let's appreciate them both. And let's not have the conversation. We're having the conversation. We need to have this. Because I know boys on all those other soccer podcasts, they're not having it. And they should. Because if you want to know what happens, if they take the initiative and they have this conversation, maybe those people that watch them will think about it a bit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to change everyone's minds, but those people with the platform, not Sid. Those people,
No.
those people in the city and around the world that have that platform, maybe if they have this conversation and stop trying to be on the fence like I am on certain situations, they really have this conversation, then people will look at it differently and really understand. If not understand, appreciate both, as you guys like to say.
Yeah.
So that's why we're having this conversation.
Well, the problem is nobody wants to be the guy to say X is better, and then the next week he gets bounced out of the Champions League, and then everybody says, "Oh yeah, look, what you said was wrong."
Hey, if Messi gets knocked out by Ajax, I'm coming here and saying the same damn thing. If Cristiano gets knocked out by Porto, if Cristiano gets knocked
We're gonna
out,
have something else to talk
if
about.
Cristiano gets knocked out by Porto, I'm gonna still tell you that he's top 3 to ever play,
When Mother
And
God gives him the smoke.
and he's probably 2. So that don't matter. Liverpool, you surprised?
No, and I'm not. And I spoke to a German friend. I'll call
Bavarian?
him a close friend, and he warned me. He warned me about the result before the result even happened. And I'm good.
Well, he didn't have to warn you. All you have to do is watch Bayern all
Yeah.
season.
and I'll give you his.
We're getting the quotes.
Yeah,
I want to hear the quotes.
I will. Hold on.
I want to hear the quotes.
Poor management with no game plan or philosophy, and a badly aging squad with no passion, in need of a refresh. League form aside, the matches against Ajax were pretty telling.
I don't
Can
like.
we check the aging squad thing?
Yeah.
Other than Ribery?
Ribery,
Hummels?
Robin,
Well,
Boateng.
Robin really. That doesn't matter.
Boateng.
Boateng.
Boateng doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm talking about starting 11.
Yeah.
Ribery. I thought Hummels was pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Ribery, Neuer. Yo, we
It's
got
time to pack him up.
Yeah, we got to fry Neuer for that. I screamed. And I'm not even a Bayern fan. I was like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You loser.
The German Pickford.
I was like, hey, man, injuries could really change you. So
Yeah.
Neuer, Ribery, Lewandowski.
But even him, he's still considered.
Remember I said a lot of people were killing him for being a bottler? They continue to do that.
Mhm.
I don't know how you could do that when he's not really getting any service.
Yeah.
That's just my thing. Yeah. I don't like the passion comment. That's a fan comment.
No, I'm just quoting. I'm just quoting what he said.
I know. Look, man, they had a plan. They did have a plan.
Yes.
They were cautious as hell because they know what that team does offer. The problem is they were a bit too cautious. They didn't really have anything going for them.
Yes.
But Liverpool do deserve credit because I thought Liverpool ensured that Klopp ensured, and we never give Klopp much credit for being the tactician.
Mhm.
But I thought he did a really good job of ensuring that Thiago and James don't get on that ball in midfield.
And James was rightly PO'd coming off that field. Is that the end?
But he didn't do anything.
No, I know.
He was quiet.
He was quiet.
I almost thought that the Fabinho change benefited them.
Helped them a lot.
Because at the beginning, up until that point, Bayern were controlling the game. They were getting possession. They had a ton of the ball. Yeah. And then after that, Fabinho just shifted everything, I felt like.
I was actually surprised he didn't start.
Yeah. It's funny how sometimes that works.
Because he went back to the tried and tested.
Yes.
Yeah. Klopp got to stop that.
Yeah.
He really do. Sorry.
That was actually the biggest. When I saw the lineups, that was actually the thing that stood out. I was like, oh, I'm like, Fabinho on the bench. I was like, okay. Yeah, a little bit something to be desired of the starting, but that's fine. It worked out for him in the end.
Klopp deserves credit for shutting down that midfield. And Kovac did say that the plan was to isolate out in wide areas and get the 1v1s with Ribery against Trent, which didn't work. And I'm assuming Kingsley wasn't 100% fit because Kingsley has been one of their better players this season.
He was good in the first leg as well.
And I'm pretty sure he would have given more of a threat down that left-hand side. And we didn't see much of Gnabry. But when Gnabry did get behind Robertson, he did create chances.
Yes.
So I understand what he was trying to do. But it was just a bit too conservative.
That was a little, and even unless like I said, I don't know if Coleman wasn't 100% fit.
Definitely wasn't.
But that was actually a surprise for me that he started Ribery over him. So I'm hoping that it was due to fitness.
I would like to think it 100% is. Look, this is the problem with Bayern. And we'll get to it quickly. The aging squad, yes. But the other problem was, and this is the problem, and this is why I love when people say, well, you need to invest in the youth and you need to look forward and get these young players in. Here's the problem sometimes. I understand that you need to get rid of these aging players, and that is a key problem here. But the youth ain't good. They're not that good. They're not that good. They're not that good to be where Bayern expect to be yearly.
I won't say good. I'll say they're not ready.
Okay, well,
I think that might be a better judgment of them at this point.
Okay, well, I'll say this: they're not great. Great and good is two different things. You're right. I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. You have every right because a lot of these players haven't stepped up to the plate.
Right.
No, I'm wrong for saying that they're not good. They're good players. They're not great players. It's few and far. As much as I want a cape for Thiago, and as much as I think he's a very good player, just hasn't seemed to really cut it throughout his career. I think Javi Martinez's rebrand has been really good over the past few weeks, and I love him in midfield, and I'm very happy to see him playing well. That's fine. I felt that they missed Joshua because
100%.
Because in these bigger games in Europe over the past few seasons, he's always delivered.
Yeah.
David was Alaba. Lewandowski needs service. Muller could have been missed. But you can't kick someone that
No.
you know look man. I can't feel sorry for you. You can't kick someone in the head. But there's just that gap, and it's that gap in the rebuild where sometimes it's not that you aren't buying the right players, but they are maybe a season or two away from being what you want them to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's up to Bayern to see, do they have the patience? Are they going to try and rejig it? I don't think that they should. I think, okay, if they want to go in a different direction, and if they could find another manager that they think is fit to take this job and do it long term, then I'm okay with that. But you better make sure you keep him, because ever since Pep left,
it's a revolving door.
It's been a revolving door, and it's not even that Pep. It's not even that they wanted to fire Pep. He just wanted to leave.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was the end of the cycle.
Yeah. End of the cycle. So they need to find a way to fix that. And I don't think it's too cloudy for them on a European standpoint. Yes, this was probably their worst European loss that I can remember in probably like the last decade. I can't remember them losing a game like that over two legs without really getting a shot on target.
Mm-hmm.
And has to be pre-2010.
But when you look at the state of the team and where they sit, then it makes sense.
Yeah. And the reason why is because this competition is so open this year. And I've said this before, that we haven't had, what's funny is that we haven't had an elite European side since their treble winning side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any team that's won has been close to the level of that treble winning side in terms of cohesion and just everything worked. I don't think any team has been close to that. And I feel like that's what they aspire. That has to be their aspirations. But everyone around them right now, no one's like that. No one is that good.
So I saw something on Twitter, and I wanted to ask you about this. And I don't know if you feel the same way.
Ask Fabs.
Okay.
He's a smart one.
Right. I'm not going to say who it's from.
You should.
Okay, fine. It's from Christian. He tweeted, overriding thought after watching all the Champions League game is that the Premier League clubs are helped by true competitive nature and big game feels of 10 top 6 games per season, plus some genuine world-class managers and smart recruitment allowed them to topple flawed giants not doing the same.
I don't know, because where has that been the last?
No, I'm just asking. I just saw that. I just wanted to know how you guys feel.
So all of a sudden, top 10 soccer started this season?
No, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just asking your opinion.
Yeah, no, that's my response to it.
Yeah.
Where has it been in the last decade then about this great league?
I don't agree with it because, again, I think that's that Premier League bias that we have 4 Premier League clubs and now the Premier League is great and all
Barcelona
of that.
don't got to beat Everton to show me that they're a fantastic side.
That's what I mean.
Barcelona don't got to go to Cardiff, or go to
Molineux,
or Molineux to show me that they're better than everyone else in that league.
Don't spin that.
Yeah.
Look. I understand where Christian's going with the flawed part,
mm-hmm.
and And I do agree, and I've always felt that bringing in these managers, the Klopps, the Guardiolas, the one point the Mourinhos, the Contes, Pochettino, Emery, that would obviously benefit the league. I get that. Sorry, I understand. I felt that this was them up and coming, but really, these 4 teams now that make up the last 8 aren't as good as the last time they had 4 teams in the quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm.
That was when the Premier League was at the top. With the Uniteds, the Arsenal teams, the Chelsea teams, the Liverpool sides, that is when I could understand that case. But these teams, I don't think any of them are great.
Don't put United and Spurs now on that level.
Yeah.
Come on, we gotta pump the brakes, man.
We know we know what United are.
Yep.
We know what Spurs are. We know what Liverpool are trying to be, and we know what City are. But City have yet to show us on this stage, that they're that good.
I think what he was trying, or I'm assuming this is what he was trying to get across, is that there's more competitive matches throughout a calendar year in the Premier League than there are in the other leagues.
But that's always been the case.
Yes, that's the point.
That's not a new thing. That's always been the case. And why? So why isn't an English team consistently won over the last decade?
And if anything, Bayern's season has been pretty competitive.
To me, it doesn't come down to how much more competitive the English Premier League is. It's how completely incompetent the competition in the other leagues is.
Yeah.
It's the Inters, the AC Milans. The best thing happening to Bayern this season is Dortmund.
Right.
Because it's putting their flaws in clear view to their higher ups to say, if we don't rejig this, bring in some talent. If they had gone and walked the league again by 12 points, they wouldn't be there. You think they would have signed Alphonso Davies?
No.
You think they would have done anything that they've gone and done and potentially been rumored to do? No, because it would have just been the same old thing. We're so good. We'll just give it another go in Europe and we'll just keep it to scale.
Rinse and repeat.
And that's why I don't really kill these one team leagues, because at the end of the day, it's about the squad in general and how you build it and the players that you bring in and the manager that you bring in. That's what Juve have been in a one team league for a very long time, barring possibly last year, and they've made it to a few European Cup finals.
Yes,
you could say that over these past 5 years, if there was a European elite, they would be in the conversation.
Absolutely, yes.
There isn't a European elite, but if there was, they would be in the conversation. Yeah. And they ain't got no competition.
No. And they haven't for, you can argue, the last 7 years.
Same thing with Bayern. PSG, they just do it. They mess up their own shit. So,
yeah.
but we know, right? La Liga, it's crazy because those 2 of them are gone now.
Yeah.
But 2 of them, barring Atletico's mess up, that whatever that performance was, which I think was their worst exit under Simeone, Real haven't been good this season.
No.
We get to Germany, how all those German sides got knocked out by the English side. Schalke was the worst team in the round of 16.
Oh, by far.
And just got lucky that the 2 other teams that finished below them in the group were even worse.
Yeah.
And Dortmund, we know what they are. They can be great, but first season under Lucien.
Didn't have Royce.
Didn't have
Royce. All kinds of injuries.
Oh, and just not there yet.
Trying to stay afloat in Germany.
Just not there yet. And Bayern, we know what they are. So when we really look at this and we put some context into it, those 4 English teams, well, no one thought United would beat PSG.
No.
And the Spurs Dortmund was a toss-up pre-kickoff.
Yes.
In the first leg.
Yes.
But they're all there now. But let's really slow it down because we know the narrative that's coming. The Premier League is back to its best.
Oh, yeah.
But United is far from being a great, let alone an elite side. Spurs are far from being a great, yet an elite side. Liverpool is a very good side that want to be elite, that are built for these cup competitions. Understandable.
Look, let me even...
Klopp is a cup manager that is trying to prove that he can win over a 38-game season. And before I let you go, City, very good side. Very good side. I want to give them that. Very good, but they're not great. They're not elite.
If I'm one of those top sides, Juve, Barca, City, if you want to put them there. I'm wanting to play Spurs or United. That if you know, obviously obviously.
Yeah, could I fix that and say if you're one of those three sides, you just don't want to play each other?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's fair.
You know, like
you just don't want to play each other.
the obvious would be, I mean, no disrespect to Fab, but the obvious weakest team in the last stage is Porto.
Disrespect him.
Okay, literally the weakest. Okay, then Ajax.
Just wait till we
Okay.
get to the semis.
Yeah,
Wait
then,
till Porto beats Juve.
yeah, then wow.
You better not show up.
Yeah.
This is your house.
Yeah, I'll just let you have it. You and your fiance can just live here,
Yeah.
rent free. But you know what? If I'm one of those teams, I other than Ajax and Porto, you know what? I don't mind getting Spurs or United. I wouldn't fear those English clubs other than maybe Liverpool and City.
Hey, Juve should fear them.
No.
Juve should fear United.
No.
They
did it once.
No.
They did it once.
Yeah.
They went to Turin.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah.
Ronaldo's goal didn't save them. No, play.
No. So that's what that's why I don't either buy the narrative that how great this Premier League
Rebrand?
really is. Yeah,
It's a spin on an old story.
That's right.
It's a way for them to bring back not just him in that example, but them overseas in general.
Oh yeah.
To bring back the hey, look, the Prem is back thing.
4 teams.
Yeah.
Look at the Prem boys going against the Prem. The Prem boys, you guys are turning. Who
We gotta get on the other side of the fence.
who you supported now? Prem
Wow.
boys.
Hey, we each got a horse in the race
That's
now,
right.
so we gotta back our own teams.
Yeah, hey,
Oh,
come
man,
on now.
it's gonna be funny when they draw Prem sides.
Yeah.
who
Yikes.
will you support?
Hey, I want to go to Spurs' new stadium.
Stop this. Hey Spurs, man. We have to really have a discussion about Daniel Levy and what the hell is going on there. We gotta find someone.
They gotta hire some better contractors. Fabs, they gotta hire you.
What's
Yeah.
happening in North London? They got the Emirates Stadium up. What?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's how we know who the better. No, never mind. I'm a chill. Liverpool. What? You guys have nothing to say about them? I thought it was I guess pretty efficient.
I was gonna say the same way I was saying early on in the season, where I felt like they evolved into a mature side. This was one of those games where they went about their business, and I thought it was going to be a little bit closer. I didn't think it was going to be completely dominant on one side. I thought a lot of people were writing Bayern off where they shouldn't have. But Liverpool just went about their business, did their thing, and just bossed the game around. And at the end of the day, their quality overrode what Bayern had to offer.
Yep. I mean, I think you summed it up perfectly well. I don't think I can add anything more to that. Couple errors from Bayern. First one was obvious goalkeeping error. I don't think we can get around that one. But the rest of those goals, the rest of the performance from Liverpool was what Fab said. It was a very mature Liverpool performance, and they got the result that they rightly deserved. I thought the final score was indicative of who the better team really was on the night.
You guys are caping. No, yeah, man. Bayern, if you look at that, I think if you are the board and you assess the season, you look at those 2 legs, and that is everything that you need to know in terms of how you go about your summer. And that's about it.
They should use the Liverpool project as sort of not something to aspire to be, because Bayern are equally a great club, but that's sort of the mold of what you should do. Figure out if Kovac is your guy. If he is, stick with whatever he wants to do, back him, bring in the right players, and go forward in that way.
Because I always felt that him walking into this was a very difficult situation for him, given the fact that Heinkes pretty much patched things up last season when he did come in for Ancelotti. And that cannot be, understated. Like, when he stepped into that, or whenever he stepped into that, he really patched it up.
And we still don't know who a Kovac player is.
Yeah.
Because who in this team is a Kovac player? Nobody. They had Goretzka before him.
Yeah.
He hasn't brought in anybody in that starting 11.
Yeah.
That's my point. He hasn't, as much as we want to say he's had a poor season.
I think he's done a decent job given the circumstance, if you look at it.
And he hasn't put his stamp on whatever he wants to do here.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what his type of player is.
Yeah.
He's working with what he has at this point.
But the ultimate question is, will he be given that opportunity to put his stamp?
Well, that ain't my problem.
Well, that and I think it depends on how the rest of the season pans out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he saves it and they win the league, then I can't really see them winning the league and then sacking him.
No. I mean...
Well, I could, but I hope they don't.
Yeah.
I hope they don't. I don't know, man. I feel like he does deserve a fair chance. Unless they have a quality replacement lined up that they're looking to back for the foreseeable future. Because I don't want them to sack him and then get someone else and then, oh, shit, we made the wrong decision and sack him in 6 months.
Yeah.
Because then you are becoming everything that you've not basically set yourself up to be, that you tell people that you are.
You don't want to become the revolving door.
Yeah,
club.
you're not that club. Well, we can make an argument, but you don't want to be that club.
Yeah, you don't want to be. That's what I mean.
You don't want to be that club, okay?
Yeah.
So I look at that. Liverpool, they did what they had to do. Sadio Mane continuing to pick up the slack. Yeah. I thought Firmino was good. But Sadio is picking up the slack for Mo Salah,
who's been extremely quiet
cold
for a month,
completely dependent on his left foot. And
2019 hasn't been too kind to him yet.
No, that's what happened. That's why when Buddy was talking about Piatek, I was like, you wait another year.
Yeah,
this happens. Form, as much as they say form is temporary, for the most part it is, unless you're the great of the greats.
Yeah,
it's not easy to maintain it.
Nope.
So let's not slow the roll, but I hope that he does pick it up. Liverpool have the league. You said that the farther Liverpool goes, the worse it is for the league. We'll see about that. Or you said that for Spurs too. Yeah. So we'll see about that because they both went through.
Yeah.
They both went through.
Well, City's through as well. So nobody either of these guys can't complain about too many matches.
No one can say a goddamn word because I ain't listening to them. But it's unfortunate that we don't really have much to say about Liverpool because the game was pretty
mundane is the word.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Yeah. It was definitely yuck.
Got Fab saying mundane.
Yeah, wow. That's a good word, Fab.
Went into my Webster's bag.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Barca beat Lyon. Lyon didn't really show up.
I thought we already talked about that one.
They did for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Dembele really changed the game.
He's out for a month now.
Hey, man. I don't really like Fabs' guy. But I will, again, repeat that Dembele makes them a totally different side. And him being out really does hurt them. And that's all I got to say.
The problem is, when do you eventually move past the player? Where it's just injury after injury after injury.
When do you move past a player that just ain't cutting it?
Yeah.
Is that your other buddy?
That's my other buddy.
Cool Tino.
Hey, man.
Things aren't so cool lately.
No. But I told
he scored a tap-in.
I told people.
Good for him.
I'm happy that he scored.
Why did Suarez pass him the ball?
Because he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Suarez had a really good game. I'm telling you, man. This is Luis Suarez's season. The contrast between him playing the big games against playing the mediocre sides, it's ridiculous.
Big game player. I'm going to use the cliche.
Stop, man.
You know what? But I think, in all seriousness, I think sometimes he goes a little bit underappreciated at that club. I think there's a lot of talk about the other guy.
Yeah.
But Suarez hasn't just been a decent player in his time at Barcelona. The number speaks for themselves. He's been quite a good pickup for that team. He's not on the level of Messi, and I'm not trying to put him there, but he has been quite a 1-2 punch with Messi.
Hey, buddy, better score in these knockout stages. That's all I gotta say.
Is he on the Mount Rushmore of the last decade and a half?
He might be. We could have that. We could have
one of those spots is already taken up by one guy.
Who's that?
Messi, obviously.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that leaves 3 spots.
Well, doesn't Ronaldo take another?
No, I mean of Barcelona.
Oh,
Sorry.
Barcelona.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I mean,
And that's what
Barcelona.
that's what I thought he was assuming too.
oh, I'm tripping.
Yeah, is he on the Mount Rushmore of the last 15
Yeah,
years
he
of,
is.
Yeah.
of Barcelona?
Of how many years?
15.
15?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
There's 3 other guys.
Sometimes I got to remind myself what year we're in. Okay, no, the last 20 years. So 2000, since the 2000s, is he on the Mount Rushmore?
No, he won't be.
Really?
Yeah, he won't be. What? There's 4 spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Messi, are you putting Ronaldinho there?
They're going to put him there.
No, you.
Oh, am I gonna put him there?
There's 4 spots.
I wouldn't put him there.
Okay, so Messi.
Actually, you kind of have to as the last spot. You kind of have to put him
That's
there
my
as,
point.
as the last spot.
Okay, so the
Think
other
about
2.
how cool his face would look etched into a rock.
Yeah.
He's the guy that gets no love on that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Messi, Xavi, Busquets, and then thing.
Busquets, really? I
Hey,
think that's a very unpopular opinion.
yeah.
you know,
because-
when they do those threads on Twitter?
yeah.
I'm going to start one with your take. Soccer unpopular opinion, Busquets.
No, because I'm gonna have all the Iniesta fanboys
Yeah.
tell me about how great he's. Iniesta's cut from the same cloth as the guy that I talked about last week, Zinedine Zidane. We remember Iniesta for moments, but I don't remember how many great seasons Iniesta has had. Just like I don't really recall any great, consistent Zidane seasons.
Oh, and we found that one out.
So Iniesta misses the cut. Rivaldo misses the cut.
The only reason why Rivaldo...
Villa misses the cut.
Yeah, Villa definitely misses
Yeah.
the cut. The only reason why Rivaldo would miss the cut is because Ronaldinho's 2 years, that 2-year run was just insane.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason. Like, I don't want to put him there,
Okay.
but I kind of have to just off rip. Xavi is definitely there, and Busquets is there. Busquets is there, whether people like it or not. We remember Iniesta for some World Cup moments.
Yeah.
And that's the sad truth of it. And his Euro 2012, where he was the best player. But that's about it. So yeah, I think that's the Barca Rushmore.
Okay, that's fair.
But Luis Suarez needs to score a goal in the Champions League. I'm pretty sure he has 0. I'm pretty sure he has 0.
Don't make me fact check.
I'm pretty sure he hasn't scored a goal yet. So he's got to score, Dad. Or I'm killing him.
All right, that's fair.
But
Or else
you're-
he's getting taken off the Mount
The Mount
Rushmore.
Rushmore.
he's taking off the honorable mentions.
He's gonna be on the small little mountainside.
Come on, man. I'm pretty sure he has 0 goals this year in the Champions League.
Well, we're about to find out.
That's crazy. I was killing Ronaldo for having 1. So I got to kill Suarez. You got none?
You gotta keep the same energy as the
Of
kids
course.
say.
We have to keep the same energy.
As the kids say.
How do you have no goal?
He's got 0.
0 goals.
There you go.
That's huge.
4 assists.
4 assists.
4 assists.
That's why he should not have passed the ball to Little.
he played really good though.
He did.
And like I said, he needs to maintain that level.
You know what's crazy? Last season he only had 1 goal as well. The whole
Exactly.
competition.
I don't think he's scored an away goal since they won the treble in the Champions League.
He went from 8 to 3 to 1 to
Yeah.
none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that 8 was the treble winning season, right?
Yes, it was.
Sorry, and he has 1 competition with 7 in 14-15.
That was
That was Liverpool?
Liverpool.
No. Barcelona.
Okay.
2014-15 he had 7. And then he had 8, 15-16.
Oh, they won. Yeah, because they won 14-15.
And then 3, 1, and now 0.
Yeah. Hey, man. It is what it is. City. Shout out to City.
No,
Again.
I don't want to.
No. Shout out to City again. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, that's about it.
Keep flying the flag. Sane still look good. Aguero keeps scoring. You need some players to get healthy very soon. And you better hope that draw is very nice to you because you got a pretty intense April. So you better hope the best draw for them is literally Porto. They don't want to play Ajax. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
And not
And don't
because,
sleep on that team either, by the way.
who Ajax?
Yeah.
I'm 100% sleeping on them.
No.
I'm 100% sleeping.
No, they can give some teams some trouble.
Okay, the hype needs to relax.
They get their ass beat in the next round depending on who they draw.
They got the Roma hype on them
I'm
now.
gonna come back here on Monday and tell you, depending on who they draw, they get their ass
Okay.
beat.
No, but I'm saying they're not going to be just a pushover. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. They played a Bayern side that had yet to hit form,
Yeah.
and they played a Madrid side crumbling. That is what we're looking at.
Yeah,
here.
but
They-
it all
they played
depends.
Benfica.
But it all depends on who they draw in the next round. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, if they get any one of those 3 teams, they're
Oh,
gonna
no.
get their
Yeah,
ass beat.
yeah. that's fine.
They may fight, but I don't care if they fight. If they lose,
No, they lose, they lose.
They're getting killed.
Yeah.
But yeah, City, all I gotta say, City need either an English side that's not Liverpool, or they need Porto.
Yeah.
And not to disrespect Porto. Yeah, I'm disrespecting
No,
them.
you guys are gonna be sorry the day you disrespected them.
They need Porto. They do. Because that month of April could really like toast all of them. Like Bernardo's gonna be limping on the field. Gundogan has played well. Y'all need to take back all that Fernandinho shit because they've been going about their business without him. Shout out to Ilkay.
They learned from that early season Fernandinho patch.
Yeah. Anyhow, I think we're done here.
We are.
I think we're done here. Yeah, we didn't hit 2 hours, but now I'm gonna make sure we hit 2 hours. Yeah,
The longest outro in InnerViews history.
Podcast, episode 65. You know what it is. We somehow got through without fighting each other. You know that this is the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. I want to ask these guys if they have anything else to say. Any
Nope.
TFC predictions?
No.
Anything about the CPL that really caught your mind?
No.
I can't wait till we have the CPL talk. I'm really so excited to have it. If you guys have any guests that think they want to share any insight, you could definitely invite them to the podcast. I'll let Dan do that.
Oh.
And we'll have a real debate.
Okay.
But until then, since you guys have nothing else to say, anything happening in Portugal this week?
What do you mean? Like this weekend?
Yeah. You took too long.
No, I was gonna say last weekend Benfica drew, so now things are level at the top of the table again.
Any big games in Portugal this week?
I'm pretty sure there isn't.
Dun, 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 dun,
No,
dun,
because
dun.
Porto play Sporting on the last day of the season.
Oh, they fixed that well.
Can't wait for that. Can't wait for that little showdown. And Italy, we got the derby. Hey. Milan, let's see what you're about. Inter, keep not starting at Cardi.
Yeah.
Fix that shit.
Wolves play United, so
Hey,
so we
FA
know
Cup.
Wolves are getting points.
FA Cup.
No, that's
FA
FA
Cup.
Oh, FA Cup, so Wolves are gonna win.
Yeah, you sure?
They
about
already
that?
bounced Liverpool,
You sure
so
about that?
yeah,
Is it at home?
Wolves are at home. Yeah,
Can they handle that wheel?
Yeah.
Fulham play Liverpool, Chelsea, Everton.
Ooh, top 4 implications.
Everton might,
Yeah.
and we have actually PSG Marseille this weekend. as well.
Ooh.
You'll be the only one watching that one.
You know I will. I love my French football.
And then it's international break, people.
Oh, jeez.
But you didn't answer my question. Is can Wolves handle the wheel?
Nuno is gonna be at the wheel.
Okay. Whatever that means. We got to really break.
NES,
We got to whatever that means. Anyhow, this is episode
Super NES. Okay.
This is episode 65 of the InnerViews Podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed it. You could find it tomorrow. Well, you can find it whenever. You can find it on iTunes if you have an Apple device.
You can listen to us while you watch the draw.
Yes, you can.
There you go.
While
And
you
if-
watch Edgar Davids or Ronaldo
Yeah.
or whoever shows up, this Clarence,
Doing whatever they're doing.
spin those balls that are already set up.
Pause.
Whoa, yeah.
You can find us on your Apple device or on iTunes. You can find us on whatever Android app you use for your Android devices. You could also find us on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. If listening isn't your thing and you want to see us in action on the camera, well, you can find us on youtube.com/interviews where we upload videos every day and you won't want to miss that. Also, you can find us on twitter.com/theinterviewstv. Is it the Interviews TV? Yeah, it is. And you can find us on Instagram, the Interviews TV, where I post pictures of myself, and on Twitter. I try to get these guys to some Twitter beef. That's definitely happening real soon. Y'all need to start tweeting more. And you can find us on Facebook.com, like and follow and like. And Quora, just search the Interviews. I'm pretty sure something will come up with my name on it, where I share all my excellent analysis with people that need the answers to their everyday footy/soccer life. And with that being said, if I haven't sold that well, and if we are over 2 hours, and I am very happy. And with that being said, it is your guy Tyrrell,
It's Fab.
Dan.
and we are out.